the showcase press conference. Josh is a little beat up.
I'm fine.
So welcome, here are the owners and creators of the Premier Streaming Network. I'm going to open it up to the press, but first of all, what are your initial reactions of tonight's amazing wrestling event?
I'm personally very, very happy. This idea of doing the showcase this way this year, it was a little experimental, and we didn't know. First of all, we didn't know if the response from the promotions would be what we wanted, and it was. It was beyond what we imagined. Everybody wanted to participate. Everyone said great talent. A lot of the promoters were here supporting us, supporting their talent. So to see it come together and really be what we wanted, which was a chance to showcase what is on Premiere. And you got to see a lot of what makes these different promotions special. So I was very happy.
Yeah, no, I'll second that. It was great to be able to see how much everybody really appreciated the opportunity. They appreciate it as much as we appreciated them being here. Premier Streaming Network, we're really proud of our tech. We're really proud of how it looks, the ease for the consumer. But if we don't have great promotions on it, I mean, it's just an empty app, right? So the fact that we have such great promotions, great promoters, great athletes in those promotions, and who are willing to come out and do something like this, to be a part of an event like this, that means the world to us. And I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's funny, we were asked last year at the Wrestling Showcase. Matt Cardona won this championship, which, by the way, is a gift from Matt Cardona because he does have way too many championships. So he gifted this to me for my sacrifice that I made in the ring tonight. I mean, I don't want to use the word hero, so we'll move on before everyone gets emotional. But we said at last year's Wrestling Showcase, people asked, well, what's next? And we didn't know a streaming network was next. That happened. It's been a busy year. I mean, our network's been launched for 8+ months. And, I think for the showcase to morph from a tournament of the Indies best to what it's become, what it became tonight, and being a launching pad for these championships. I'm really proud. I think we're all really proud of it. Freddie Prinze Jr. proud of it. Paul Owen was proud of it. Neither of them could be here, but yeah, I think we're all really happy with this.
Rob Williams, BCP Plus, guys. Congrats on the night. Mr. Shernoff, or Josh, congrats on the Wrestling Faction win tonight. You talk about being a hero. Fred, I'll ask you, man, the word collusion comes to mind with Josh's involvement in the main event with Matt Cardona. Your thoughts?
Listen, as much as anyone has heard about Josh's dedication to Matt Cardona, I can tell you I've heard at least 3 times as much. But no, I think that Josh really wanted to show his support. And now he has the sore jaw that he deserves.
Yeah, I think the thing is when Fred and look, Fred's a well-intentioned bully, right? He didn't realize that he was screwing that Cardona with what he did. He was thinking about the fans and making sure that everybody watching around the world was going to get a make good because of the travel situations with Colt Cabana, which I've been told were true, so whatever. But he was just trying to do a make good, so I forgive him. I understand that. But having said that, when I saw the referee do just a horrible job, just an absolutely terrible job, I felt that it was my duty to step in. So there was no collusion. I think I thought to myself, what would Freddie do? And Freddie would, like Summer Catch, he'd dive right into that. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. I dove in. And I met a Samoan shark. And while I am sore in my jaw, I have a loose tooth and a bruised clavicle, I'll survive. And Matt Cardona's Premier Streaming Network men's champion, and Steph DeLanders, Premier Streaming Network women's champion, and I could not be happier because it went to the right people.
A follow-up question for you, or Josh, I should say.
You can call me Mr. Shernoff, it's okay.
Respectfully, I have to ask, should we expect you to get up from the commentary again in the future and get in the ring again?
Well, my last time in the ring was 15 years ago when I defeated current CZW champion Rich Swan, which makes me kind of like an honorary CZW champion. But that's neither here nor there. Dave, we'll talk about it later. So I think a solid 15 more years of recovery from this, and then we'll see. I have no intention of being in the ring. All kidding aside, today's talent, today's athletes are on a completely different level. I would never begin to pretend that 15 years removed from in-ring competition that I could hang with any of them. I respect the hell out of these guys who have been doing this. You look at a guy like Matt Cardona, all kidding aside, in the 15 years since I last wrestled, Matt Cardona has, maybe had once a week off for 15 years. Some of those weeks didn't have off. And Matt's just one of many. So I have more respect than I could ever put into words for everybody who, over the last 15 years, has been continuing to wrestle. As far as getting up from the commentary table and just running in, listen, when I see a travesty of justice, call it a civic duty, call it a moral compass, but I'll get in there if I have to. As long as Jacob Fatu is not here. I will never do that again.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going to, of course, sue him for everything he has, and I'll win, right? I'm going to call Mike Dawkins the gimmick. I mean, he does, like, copyright law, but I'm sure he'll steer me in the right direction, so.
Thank you. Thank you.
Shout out to you guys, great event. Also, you managed to sweep 4 different titles so far into this, so shout out to you guys for that. But you mentioned, like, you were saying, what's next?
What's next, apparently, is we're shutting down.
Yeah, but can we expect this to be a every year thing going forward, or?
It really depends. The key thing for us coming out of this event was to crown the inaugural champions. And what happens now for those champions is that they are able to defend the premier titles on any show for any promotion that airs on Premier, any live event that airs on Premier. And we've already gotten a lot of interest from some of the promoters who had talent perform tonight for upcoming shows that they would like to book whoever came out of this as the champions. So our interest is really right now focused, aside from everything else we do with the network, when it comes to what you saw here tonight, it's really about what comes next for the champions and using those belts and those champions as a way the championships to tie everything together. You know, when there was talk last year about was the initial showcase leading to a promotion, and we had to think about what we wanted to do this year, we kind of realized we don't want to create a promotion, and we don't need to create a promotion because we have all these great promotions under the Premier umbrella. And so that's what this is, and that's what those titles represent. And it's a way to create, we always say that it's kind of like reinventing the territory system for the digital age. And so for us, that's really the focus, is where those titles are going to go, where our champions are going to go, and what kind of interesting matches are to come for that to help raise the profile of all of our different promotions even more.
Yeah, I mean, he said it perfectly. We're not promoters. We don't have any interest in being promoters. That's a full-time job and a whole, I think we're very proud of what we were able to pull off here, which is thanks to an incredible team that we had. Jared Noah and his team with the lighting, GPW Productions, AJ McKay backstage directing this did an amazing job, and so many more, way too many to mention, pulled this off. I think it was an incredible show, but yeah, we have a network to run. So we have to get back to that. And like Fred said, we don't need to be a promotion. We don't need to necessarily do another showcase because we have the best promotions out there. Now, having said that, as time goes on, if an opportunity presented itself and we felt like, hey, there's something we, literally feel like we need to showcase, then we'll do that. But right now, what we want, we showcase this. We want everybody, don't watch the show we're putting on. We want you to go watch all of these different promotions because there's thousands and thousands of hours of content on Premier Streaming Network. So we want people to go and watch all of that. This was really a giant commercial. That's what we wanted this to be, a giant commercial for the promotions and for the talent. This was a way for us to show them our appreciation for them being a part of this brand new streaming network, taking that chance and that leap with us, and showing them how serious we are about them. And now it's they do it best. So let's sit back and watch that. And yeah, I guess never say never. But right now our focus is on watching those championships grow, and watching the network grow, and watching the promotions thrive.
Thank you both so much for an amazing night, and get some rest.
We're going to get an ice pack. I need an ice pack because this is getting warm. I do want to say one last thing. Dave Sturgio, if you're listening, wherever you are, I put my life on the line to protect you when you were attacked. Yet when I was attacked, in cold blood, you sat at the table. So I am suspending you from appearing at WrestlePro next week on Sunday. I don't want to do this, but you are not allowed to be on Premier Streaming Network next Sunday. It's a one-show suspension. No big deal. But I want you to think about what you've done. I want you to think about what you've done. I'm not angry. I'm just very, very disappointed and angry. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Take a nap.